Emily sees a ship traveling at a constant speed along a straight section of a river. She walks parallel to the riverbank at a uniform rate faster than the ship. She counts 2 equal steps, walking from the back of the ship to the front. Walking in the opposite direction, she counts 42 steps at the same size from the front of the ship to the back. In terms of Emily's equal steps, what is the length of the ship? We first realize that the ship and Emily are both moving at a constant speed. So while Emily is making her way from the back of the ship to the front, let's set this to first be the length of the ship. Let's call it L. So the ship is moving while Emily is walking. So let's say the final position of the ship looks like this. That means Emily takes 210 steps to get from the back of the original position to the front of the new position. We also know that each of these lengths is going to be L. So we can see that that means from the front of the original ship to the front of this moved ship, this is how much distance the ship travels while Emily takes the 210 steps. So we notice that this distance is 210 minus L, right? If we compare this distance here, and then we add on the small distance adds up to 210. So now let's take a look at the second situation where Emily is now at the front of the ship and she wants to walk backwards now. So the ship is still moving at this same constant speed, so it'll move forward. But the problem is Emily is walking backward. So we know that she starts at the front of the original ship and goes backwards to the end of the moved ship. So this distance here is going to be 42 steps by Emily. We also realize the length of the ship is still L. So therefore, if we want to find the distance between the heads of the ship to see how much the ship has moved, that'll just be L minus 42. One thing we can take into account now is that Emily and the ship both travel at constant speeds, which means the ratios between the distances they've traveled will remain the same. So we can write that as our 210 minus L over 210 steps from this left diagram is going to be equal to L minus 42 over 42. So distance ship travels over distance Emily travels stays constant. So that means we can simplify both sides to get 1 minus L over 210 equals L over 42 minus 1. Move the variables to one side and the constants to the other gives us 2 is equal to L over 42 plus L over 210. If we find a common denominator, that gives us 6L over 210 is equal to 2. We multiply 210 to the left-hand side, leaving us with 420 is equal to 6L. Now we just solve for L, and that gives us L is equal to 70. So now we know that the length of the ship is equal to 70 steps by Emily. And that is answer choice A.